I'm going to read to you Sophie Finnemore's story, which was entered into the 500-word competition for the BBC and which has got to the final. So congratulations, Sophie. Here it is. The Curse of Pageton Manor. The wind howled as the heavy birch door of Pageton Manor slammed shut behind them. Bang! The horrid weather offered a harsh contrast as they had been standing outside, soaked from head to toe. Cautiously, they peered through the corridor as a candle was lit. Puzzled, they looked at the spiral staircase, and at the top all they saw was dark gloom. Neither of them dared to venture up there. Meanwhile, Alice tugged at Eliza's coat, pulling her back as she tried to talk, but nothing came out. Only the sound off her shaking legs and chattering teeth. After only a few minutes of exploring, swallowing gulps of thick, waxy air, Alice froze to the spot. She could hear the sound of faint flipping pages. Each step Eliza made, the louder the noise became. Eliza, who was being dragged by Alice, was following the sound of the flipping pages. Soon they found themselves in an old abandoned library with one tall white candle slowly burning. Alice realised that the flipping of pages had suddenly stopped. She shuddered. "Those books look amazing," gasped Eliza. Alice didn't respond. Instead, her eyes were fixed on the empty bookshelf next to her. Alice was shivering. She blinked, rubbed her eyes, and then in the empty bookshelf was a book. A book with no title, no ruled pages, just a blank book. Suddenly, the flipping of pages had started again, but much faster. Alice stood motionless. She was drumming her fingers on the shelf nervously. Alice couldn't wait any longer. She picked up the book, and the next moment, the book fell to the floor. Eliza jumped with a start. She picked up the book, and there was what looked like a small girl on the front cover, and she thought she recognised her. Eliza realised that Alice had gone somewhere. She stopped. Still holding the book, she noticed that letters were appearing on the cover. It spelled Alice's Life. Now Eliza was confused, but still carried on. She opened the book and it said, "My name is Alice, and I live at number 1 Fern's Cottages, and my best friend Eliza left me." Eliza shivered. She wondered what had just happened. She turned to the next page. Eliza looked at it curiously. There was no writing, just a picture of books on a shelf, just like the one Eliza was standing next to. Eliza didn't know what to do. Her brain was dizzy. It felt like she was spinning around on the spot when her mouth opened. "Alice! Alice! Alice! Where are you, Alice?" She stopped short. It felt like a gust of wind had just swept past her. She felt a warm breath on her left ear. Then she felt a cold hand touch her shoulders. Then there was darkness. Now the figure emerged from the shadows, picked the book up and placed it back on the shelf. Fantastic story, Sophie. Thank you so much for writing it, and well done on your achievement of getting to the final. We wish you all the very best of luck.